What up everyone, it's Churvin and I try gaming every day. This is a first impression of the game Amazing Eternals by the developer Digital Extremes. It's a free-to-play FPS with deck building, available on Windows, and it's currently in beta. The game was announced earlier this year as Keystone, and they later changed the title. So as usual, I'm new to this, I have terrible equipment, so please bear with me and give me tips on how to make the next one better. So onward we go. The dev description is enter the multiverse of the Amazing Eternals, where each move transports you into an epic battle, blending first-person action and deck-building strategy for an all-new type of free team-based shooter. So begin your journey. The rumours have existed for years. Somewhere in the pages of obscure comics and the strangest pulp paperbacks, there's an ad for a board game, and the board game's The Amazing Eternals, you know, the first person we're about to play. A board game will whisk you away to other worlds and transform your will into powerful beings. Eternals, or known as Eternals, with strange powers and magical abilities. So, first of all, I've got to say it's incredibly hard to stick out as a first-person shooter right now in such a saturated market of games that are so good and so similar to each other. The whole hero shooter thing, it's got out of hand. And the follow-up statement to that is that this game stands out so easily. It's a first impression, so don't expect too much depth, but immediately upon playing this I realised something crazy was going on. In the bottom left corner of my screen, these cards were popping up and timing out according to me activating them, and all sorts of crazy things started happening. So there are 6 Eternals available to players with all unique abilities, weapons and decks of cards. I made the mistake of playing this 20 minutes before I was supposed to go to a party, and put it this way, I did not want to go to the party once I got started. I wanted to sit here for hours and just play. I started out with a pistol. These cards I talked about in the bottom left corner started popping up and telling me to press corresponding buttons in order to activate buffs for my weapons, and in time replace them entirely at my will. The game was onto something the minute I started playing it, and unlike titles such as Gigantic and Battleworm that people automatically stacked in this category of games, this one stood out like a friggin' gem. I was like, bang, bang, yeah, this is mad. The controls are fantastic. The mouse and keyboard are pretty self-explanatory and have the precision you'd expect for that type of input. What impressed me was the controller input. I don't use the controller myself, but I gave my friends a few rounds on the Xbox 360 controller, and overall they had a fantastic experience and even pulled ahead in some rounds. The graphics are what you come to expect at this point in time, with the highlight being the multiple effects you see drawn on the screen. I noticed this particularly with the character Bristol, because pieces of foliage and walls of woods come into play, and it's quite striking when you see it. So on a GTX 1060, I averaged over 60 frames per second consistently at 1080p with everything except motion blur and depth of field, because that hinders your experience a bit in a first person. And on a GT 740M, I was able to pump out medium details at 720p with an average still above 30 frames per second. So your standard household laptop with dedicated graphics can do this. I do note that most of my games had an average ping of 150 to 250, and it made the experience less enjoyable. However, I was able to get some friends together and enjoy a lag-free experience with them, so it's apparent that matchmaking is how you'll get games, at least for now. So, after a game is finished, you get XP, which moves you forward in the game and on the Jumanji style board game in the menu, which unlocks stuff as you progress. It's a really fun, dispensable way of getting in-game items bonuses and a joy essentially. People have got really good at this game. Initially when I played this game, you know, I was cleaning up, but it seems like everyone who is taking part in the beta is finally getting a knack for it. So overall, is it good? Hell, I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's one of the best betas, or however you say it, I've ever played. This shit is like 8 out of 10 stuff. If IGN give this less than 8.0 upon release, assuming the release is even better than this and they don't go and like mess this up, then all I've got to say is like, what? Game reviewers need more salt. like this is great. This has the potential to. I hope it doesn't go all like Lawbreakers and completely flop. But I don't know. I just feel like this game it's fun. It's great. It had a successful beta, even though it was a key invite for the closed beta initially. So the players were there, and you know, when the full release comes out, I'm assuming they're going to be able to broaden that a bit. You know, hopefully get the Oceanic players on board, and we can all just have a ball together. So I hope you enjoyed my first impression. Please subscribe. That'd be fantastic, and have a great day.